Hi everyone, welcome to the channel. Welcome if you're new. I'm Stacy and today we are going to paint a tulip that's kind of wilted a little bit and some flower petals have fallen off onto the table. I just thought it was really pretty composition, and yeah, so that's what we're going to do today. I have out my Mission Gold Magello Pure Pigment set of paints. This is what they look like in the palette. They are a really beautiful set of paints. I highly recommend them if you can get them. They are very staining, so once they're down, they're pretty much down, and there's not a lot of picking it up. Where'd my squirt bottle? There you are. I do like to, I've gotten in the habit of giving my palette a little spritz before I start, just to get things going while I'm talking away. After this video, I'm going to go ahead and do a new swatch. This is what the colors look like, pretty much what they look like. Swatched out, they are really quite beautiful, much more vibrant than this. This is kind of cheap watercolor paper, only 90 pound. It's all I had at the time for swatching. I do have nicer watercolor paper now, so I'll get to that later today. I have out my Princeton Neptune round number 18, which is my go-to wash brush that I love. And then I bought a new Princeton Velvetouch round number 10 that I'm really liking quite a lot, in place of my Neptune round number 8. I think I'm going to start with a background. I usually like to start doing backgrounds. This is Artist Loft 140 pound watercolor paper taped down to the table. Now, if you have a nice table, don't tape it to your table. Tape it to something that's waterproof or that you don't mind getting ruined. This is a waterproof laminate table, so I'm good to go. And I just have dollar store masking tape. It might come up a little bit, but that's alright. I'll try not to be too water heavy today. I'm going to go ahead, you know, we're going to go right over the vase, right up to that flower. Dampen, just dampen the surface of the paper. I did turn the heat back on today. It got a little chilly out again. I'm ready for the spring weather, but it's not quite there yet. It's only in the like low 50s, I think, today in the last few days, and then dropping down to freezing at night again. So I turned the heat back on today just to get the chill out of the house. So that being said, the paint or this water might not stay terribly wet for very long. So let's go ahead and try to be a little quick about it. I want the painting to feel a little spontaneous and a little moody. So instead of black, I'm going to go in with my ultramarine. Let me just put it right here. I could zoom in a little bit, but then you won't see any of the palette at all. And you can let me know. I'm going to grab a little bit of phthalo as well. And I think a touch of dioxazine. Yeah, that makes a really pretty color. Water. And start up here and just throw down a pretty heavy application of color. Come in here. Clean up this edge right on there. Drop in some dark. Right on the edge of that tulip. That. And if it gets too carried away, I can always come in later and get in some other sort of tabletop right about here. Just gonna muddy this up a bit. It kind of disappears into the distance, which I want. That. Yeah, kind of dig that, okay. More light through here to convey the rest of our tabletop between these petals. Let's see, I don't want to lose the shape of this one. I already did a little bit. That's alright. That's okay. I can always go over it with colored pencil after and fix it if I feel like I need to. Alright. There's always a way to fix it. There are no hard and fast rules in art. You pretty much do whatever you want, which is part of the allure for me. That you can pretty much take whatever picture you're using for reference and make it your own. How's that? Completely lost my base, but that's okay. What we can do is take our black and our blues, touch dioxazine, make that dark color again, and come in from our edge. I can barely see that line, but I'm going to go ahead and carve out shape of my vase like that. Go ahead, grab a big old blob of color, and you don't want to leave it like that because you'll have really hard lines, so just go gently all the way back up to the top like that. And kind of off into the distance like that. Fill that in nicely and pull it out. And then something I did not do that I should have. Let's come in here. This shape. And this shape right here. Negative painting. Pull out the shape of my vase. Okay, let's finish up this side. The hitch comes down like that. We can go ahead and which you guys can't quite see, but it's dioxazine. And then there's this mixture, muddy mixture, which is Quin Violet, Permanent Magenta, and a touch of rose all on this one spot. So I'm going to use this mud, basically, for the flower and the petals. So I'm going to go ahead to check to see if that's dry enough. Yes. I'm going to gently tint my petals, trying not to touch my background too much. Go through, put a nice tint of that color, keeping in mind that it's a pretty strong color, and these are very staining. So once they're down, and once they set into the page, they're in. There's not going to be a lot of fussing with them once it's in. Let's see, a little bit, pick up right here, and right here, and back here, which we can put back in with bleed-proof white if we need to, but I don't think we will. Okay, well that's still wet. I'm going to put in a little bit of tint up here where I want there to be some pretty shadow effects on our petals. Honestly, I wasn't thinking this was going to be a super long painting, but maybe it is. There, on the outside edge. There we go. Up to about there. A little dot right here. Drop my brush, pick some of that up. Okay. I'm going to put some more right here. Touch more right there. And go ahead and put in some soft texture lines like that, and coming down here like that. I'm just using the tip of the brush. There's a bit of a fold in the petal here, so we're going to put a little bit of shadow right there. And then the edge of this petal is here. And here. Up and in like that. A little too dark down there, but that's alright. Just clean our brush and pick it up a little bit. Put in a little shadow down there, a little shadow over here. That. Let's see. Get in here and drop in some texture lines. And I just remembered I wanted this to be kind of soft and moody feeling. So I'm going to loosen up a little bit with my strokes. Yeah, it's a little less stiff, a little more loose and free and less structured, a little spontaneous feeling. That, yeah, I do that. I'm going to go with a little bit of dioxazine and just drop it in here and there, willy-nilly, little willy-nilly, a little bit here, touch down there. Along this edge, through there. That. Yeah, I like that. I do want I like that. Just put again. Try that brush. A little bit of texture at the side of the brush. There we go. Soften that hard edge right there. Like that. Okay. Now let's come down here and play with our petals. I'm going to go ahead and wet the entire petal area. That's way too much water. That's alright. Dry off our brush and just pick some of it up. That's a little better. Take some of our pretty purple color. Put that in. This is the back of the petal right here. It's a little dark right there. Make it light there. But it is darker than the petal in front of it, so we'll do that. Like that. A little bit of dioxazine right along the bottom in that corner. Okay. Let's see. Got some a little too dark. It's alright, we can pick some up. There we go. Take a little more color. That right there. And our dioxazine. Because it folded down in here. It's a little dark. A little dark in there where it folded down as well. Like that. Creating a little bowl shape. Like And we can perfect later if we feel like we want to. A little bit dark there just for dramatic effect. There. Kind of separates it a little bit and makes it look a little more like two petals sitting there, right? I can't reach my tissues, they're way over there. That's okay, we'll get up and grab one. There we go. That's better. There we go. Okay, next petal. This guy back here, that's all on its little lonesomeness. That. Touch of dioxazine along that bottom edge. And then maybe create a little, just a little shadow right there. Maybe I should do the shadows last. But it helps, right? Okay. Let's fussing way too much. Forgetting, I have a hard time staying loose and not getting lost in details and just embracing watercolor and letting it do what it wants to do, because I like details a lot. I like things to look pretty close to realistic for the most part. There. It's a little better, a little less picky, right? Come in here and drop in a little bit of dark here, inside that petal, and a little line outside the edge there. I'll go ahead and get in some textures on this forefront one. Like that. Loose and fancy free. Keep it loose, keep it loose. Like that. And then a little bit of shadow over here. This guy's kind of rolled all up on itself. We'll do that. Take some dioxazine, put it in that fold, that, and let it kind of blend down a little bit. Put a little bit there, some here, like this. A little bit of shadow effect underneath. That just makes it look like it's sitting on the table instead of floating. You can make your shadow as dramatic as you want. It can be super gentle, very, you know, soft and just a suggestion, but I was going for a little moody and dramatic, so why not go moody and dramatic, right? Do it. Like that. More along the lines of what I was thinking when I started. Yeah. And then here, along this edge here, a little more drama, like that, just because I think it looks really pretty and painterly, right? And then the vase kind of blends into the table a bit, so I'm just gonna do some drag marks like that. Maybe we need a little more paint. Yeah, I dig that. Maybe that's better. That's more better. Okay. Now for this vase, I'm gonna go ahead. Oh, that was too much. A little more blue than that. A little more black, more blue black than violet. And then, oh, nuts in a basket. And if you get paint everywhere and you don't like it, just blot. Just gently blot and move on. Come up here and get the gist of the vase in. And then it is a highly textured vase in the reference photo, but I really don't want to put all that in. I just wanted a moody little piece. I dig that, okay. I'm going to come in here like this. Some textures in. Across the center. I wanna glaze this right through here. Pull that down. And blot a little bit of the excess. Push it up in there. Grab some black. Pull it along the edge of this leaf. And pull it out. Shadow there. I don't know what happened here, but we're going to put that back in as nice and dark. Give this a little glaze. Remember, if you do something like this, you might want to consider extending it past the point that you're trying to fix or cover or fill, like this spot right here was what I was concerned with. Making it a little more dark. That. But extend your textures so that it looks like purposeful, right? I'm gonna leave it alone now. Not really digging all the textures in the background. I was hoping that'd be a little smoother. Might have to work on that. Let's get in our green petals. Grabbing Cobalt Green Deep and Viridian. Those are the two colors I do not like at all. But I promised myself I'd use them, so here we go. Just lock in our shape with a little bit of water. I don't mind that it's tinted, because it's tint. I mean, I just don't mind. Get in there and wet that entire section. All the way down our stem. Try not to touch my flower. Grab some of that green. I want to run it along the bottom of the stem, but that's not going to work because I'm rushing. So we'll just throw it in. Just do it. Give it a little blot if it's too much for you. It's a bit much. That Viridian, man, it's too much. Get in there. Go ahead and just throw that in. Alright. Really do not dig Viridian at all. Anybody else have a green that they just don't like? I'm not sure why I don't like Viridian, but I really don't. Let's put a little blue in that. A little bit of water, a little bit of blue. Kind of earth that up a bit, maybe a touch of red. Touch more blue. Yeah. There we go. Kind of an olivey green color. Wipe that off. Supposed to be super shiny. A little bit here. So there. A bit there. Edge there. We'll see how it dries, if I like that. touch on here. On the edge of this petal. Back here, I've got, this one got away from me. It's supposed to look like a bowl. Okay. Not my favorite painting ever, but not all of them need to be a favorite. I think I might try this again. In a different medium. A little better. Okay. And then I'm feeling like my base is way too bright. So we're going to go ahead and drop in another layer of paint. Like that. Ignore the neighbors. They'll go in their apartment at some point. And there they go. Wonder why I have such a hard time with painterly effects and just leaving it alone and letting it feel painterly. I don't know. I don't know. I'm going to take a little more dark. Plop that in here. Where that leaf is curling. A bit here. Get some drama. That one's back there, coming around. Okay, come up here, get in some quick. I'm taking too long. Fussing. There. That's where that leaf is touching that vase on this side. I'll just leave it dark. Like that. Get our rim back in. Throw in the top. A little bit of shadow there. It might not be quite dark enough. Maybe it's shiny. It might be dark enough. I'm gonna leave it be. Okay. Seriously don't know why I have such a hard time leaving things alone. Purple. Alright. Alright, I'm gonna leave this alone now. I think I should stop. What do you guys think? Get some bits of see, I could just pick and pick for way too long. I'm going to put in the final touches on the petals up here and really push back the ones that I want to be way back there with some dramatic shadows. That's right, dramatic. We're going to do it, alright? I'm using dioxazine. Just playing with mark making, putting in some dramatic effect. That. Push this petal forward by pulling that one back there, like that. And then pop that one forward, pull that one there. Maybe some just bold mark making because I'm being timid. Like that. Okay. Should I stop or should I keep going? I don't know. Generally, if you don't know, you should probably stop. Just a little, little information. Generally, if you don't know if you should stop, you should probably stop. What am I doing right now? No clue. But I feel like that dioxazine kind of got away from me a little bit. Oh, that picked up that white and blended that in nicely. Oh, I take that. Pull that white on. That looks nice. That's pretty. Do like a soft blend. Alright. Like that. And then just a touch right here. Alright. You guys, I don't know if I like this. I really don't. I don't like the background, like a lot. So, what do you do to fix the background you don't like if the paper's dry? What do I do? 1 second, allow me to show you. I'm gonna grab this set. Do I have my blending sticks in here? I don't think I do. That's alright. I'll grab this and a blending stump. See if this works. Generally I would use one of my blending wands for this technique that I'm about to do. It's pretty dry. I'll go around and just is that the color I want? Probably not, but we're gonna use it anyways. This is how I unify and fix a background on a watercolor that I'm not really digging. Yeah, I'm gonna need my blending thing. I'll be right back. Okay, I got my blending tools out. These are amazing, these blending sticks, because they pick up just enough and they put down just enough. See that? And they soften. Look at that blend. Oh, dreamy. And it covers and unifies that background perfectly. A little bit of blue in there, so it's not so flat. I don't have any deep purples. I need to get some darks. In this set, grab both and just flatten out that background a little bit. That. I'm not going to worry too much about the edge of this vase. Let it blend away at the bottom right there. Let it overlap just a touch right there. Okay. Both colors. I'm using both colors. They're right here at the bottom. And just softly, gently, but this does erase as well, so kind of pick up the wand a little bit when you get to a point where you don't want a lot of coverage, and then flat and press down right through there. It gets rid of that busyness of that background. Because I got too carried away with my colors, as I do sometimes. And sometimes I get in all done a piece and I'm like, oof, that background is just way too much. And I could have put down another layer of dark watercolor. Don't forget your little bits like that. I don't know, I just like this better, I guess. Just come down here. Soften that a bit. Grab our colors, come over here, finish up this side. We're almost ready to take off our tape. So close. Around that petal. So even if you have a couple Pan Pastels, just a few, and a few wands in your arsenal, you don't need all of them, but maybe you like a particular color of background, or you just like this effect and you want to have a few colors to try with. I have done some really like crazy watercolor pieces and been like, woo, that background's crazy. I can't even tell what's going on. Put in a little Pan Pastel, calms that background right down, pushes things back a bit, and just for uniformity's sake, we'll go ahead and soften this edge right here. Go ahead and do some circles like that. Soften that. Maybe put in a little glaze over the entire tabletop so that it's not quite so bright. Like that. Is that good? Yeah. Because we got some bright spots on our tabletop that just doesn't make much sense. See, once again, I have a hard time just letting it look painterly. Soften that shadow a bit. And come over here, and this corner can blend out a bit. Like that. Yeah, I like that. What I'm not digging is this line right here. That line is bugging me. Am I gonna get rid of it? Nope. Alright, well, I'll leave it alone. Alright, let's take off our tape and see what that looks like. Because I think I dig it now. Okay. Got a little bit of a rough edge because this tape is not the best. It's alright though. That's alright. There. Put that there. This way. Look at that edge. Woo, that's dreamy. Do like that. This edge got away from me a little bit, but that's okay. Look at that. Okay, that's what I was going for. More of a kind of painterly technique. A little bit. I feel like one last thing. Just a couple dashes of dioxazine down here. It's maybe not quite that much there. That. Just a couple dark spots on each one to give it some painterly pizzazz. Yes, that is artistic terminology right there. Painterly pizzazz. Why not? Just sweep that in. Get this kind of a little bit of directional texture. Maybe this swoops in like that. Oh yeah, see? Finishing touches. There. Give this leaf some leaf petal, some pizzazz as well. A little bit of contrast, that's what I want. A little bit of contrast. Right. A little bit of that. Now it looks like the petals are from this flower instead of, you know, from another flower that someone shook on the table and then walked away. And alright, I'm done with this. Guys, let me know what you think in the comments below. Now that it's done, I like it. That middle phase, whoo, was not digging that, and now that that background is smooth, I like it. A little close up of what's going on. A little painterly, which is what I wanted. A little moody, which is what I wanted. Alright, I'm satisfied. I like it. I'm going to leave it alone and move on to the next piece. And I will see you guys in the next video. Don't forget to feed our algorithm animal, you guys. He's hungry. Thumbs up, comment, subscribe if you're new, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!